Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Alongside Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Grizzlies. So far, they've got the fourth best record in the conference.
When I look at Memphis, most of the preseason predictions were right on the money when it came to them. I mean, a playoff contender, but not necessarily championship caliber.
Well, sometimes those teams that are on the edge can be the most dangerous. They play like they have something to prove.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Inside for him, it's Harris and Duran. Sliding in at the wing spot, it's Ivy and Hardaway Jr. And it's Cunningham in at the one. And for Memphis, filling in the perimeter slots, it's Smart and Bain. Clark is out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Morant in at the point. All right, Greg, here we are on the day before Thanksgiving, a very special time of the year. Any favorite Thanksgiving traditions or foods for you or your family?
Oh, Kevin, I'm a sweet potato pie lover, but I tell you, man, I love it all. I can't wait.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Jackson looking it over. And Morant gets it to go on the assist by Jackson.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Ivy kicks to Hardaway. Duran with a screen on Bain. Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. It's rebounded by Memphis. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Yeah, and a pair of losses for them in their meetings last season. And the cold, hard truth about it, they just had a hard time beating anybody last year.
Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health. That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And it's Morant missing. And here's Ivy. What a tremendous game he played against Toronto. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. Holland, he's checked in for Detroit.
Double zero, Ron Holland.
For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Morant. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. You can see, and Coach, you can feel Ja Morant's star power, and his presence on the floor is such a factor. It affects the game.
Yeah, it sure does. And it even affects the energy in the building. His play is so dynamic, athletic, energetic. I mean, you can't sit and watch a Ja game. He's going to get you on your feet.
He is one of a kind for sure. And for the Grizzlies, 2024 stand was marked by an unprecedented amount of injuries.
Well, Kevin, they used 51 different starting lineups. That's the most in NBA history, and they were also forced to use 12 injury hardship exceptions. That is just incredibly bad luck.
Now here is Harris. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Back to Cunningham. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Well, the physicality of the NBA takes some getting used to, but Cunningham is able to make those tough finishes.
Morant dishes to Jackson. Clark sets a screen for Jackson. Pulls up. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. The Grizzlies making a change here. Pippin's checked in. Let's take a look at the numbers for Cade Cunningham.
And, guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here's Ivy. And slam dunk by Ivy.
And one of the best guard finishers. Ivy relentless when attacking the rim.
As the son of 2 professional athletes, Stan, Jaden Ivey was raised around sports. He knows the culture.
Yeah, that's an understatement, Kevin. His grandfather and father both played professional football. His mom played in the WNBA. She's now a college coach, but she also spent some time as an assistant with the Grizzlies. This guy has had sports from the time he was born. Well, you can see how comfortable Smart is inside. He doesn't fear anybody.
Back to Cunningham. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
That's an excellent bucket there. Not an easy one. That took some creativity.
Pippen finds Jackson. Back to Pippen. Jackson, a screen on Cunningham. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Bain. And the shot falls short this time.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. No good from Clark. Here's Holland. No scoring in this one. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Substitution on the court.
Six seconds left to play in the first quarter. From deep three-point land, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Grizzlies lead by 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
And you look at the Detroit Pistons, Stan, so much young talent, but the chemistry is a work in progress, clearly.
Well, it is, Kevin, and they're working on it, but it's hard with so many new faces, and they still need a second and third guy that they can build around. They've got a lot of good role players, but they need a couple more stars.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Isaiah Stewart out there with Holland. Then it's Malik Beasley. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Thompson in at the 3 slot. Stewart with the steal. Thompson passes to Hardaway. Here's Holland.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Back to Thompson. And it's blocked. Now here's Wells. Started by Hardaway. And that one's good. LaRavia's got the lead up to 6 now for the Grizzlies. We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. The Pistons making a change here. Williams is checked in. And Stan, we seem to be in the midst of a big man renaissance in the NBA. And I love it. So that being said, which of these big stars do you like the most?
Well, that's a tough question because there's so much talent and they're all different. You've got Embiid, who is unstoppable offensively. You've got Wembanyama with his combination of size and length, skill and agility. You've got guys who can shoot the ball. But the guy that combines the most of those things that I would take, Nikola Jokic.
Thompson, a screen on Morant. Williams can't hit. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Now here's Wells. Scoreless thus far. Here's Aldama. And it's off from three-point range. The Pistons have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. So, Stan, the Grizzlies trio of Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. From the outside looking in, what a great base going forward.
I agree with that, Kevin. Look, not only are those 3 outstanding individual players, but they complement each other so well. There's such a great fit with those 3 guys. That's a great base for the future.
Here's Stewart after Memphis gets the 3. The Pistons working the ball around now. Thompson left side. Back to Williams. 6 to shoot. Beasley sets a screen for Williams. It's good from long range.
Timeout.
Williams has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And it's Taylor Jenkins calling timeout here. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Santi Aldama. Bane comes in for Wells. And Pippen subbed in for Ja Morant. 1:25 left here in the second. Outside, Bain. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the Pistons. They're down in 9th place so far, still early in the season.
And I think for the Pistons, they've been strong at times this season, but they still have some holes. I think they're a playoff caliber team. I just don't think they're a championship caliber team.
Yeah, and that's not a knock on them. This is where most people expected them to be. They just don't have the talent to be up there with the contenders.
Cunningham for three. And Bain pulls it down. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Smart on the wing. Ivy defending. Smart kicks to Pippen. Outside, Smart. Here's Jackson. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Hardaway passes to Cunningham. Duren with the screen on Pippen. Here's Cunningham. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Yeah, they got into a terrific flow offensively, but a lot of that was because the defense they were facing was mediocre.
Yeah, but even against weak defense, your execution still matters. Luckily, they were able to take advantage.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We come back right after this.
Welcome. All right, guys, let's break it down. It has not been the ideal start for the Detroit Pistons.
Their focus on defense has been inconsistent. Tough to win with lapses at that end.
Yeah, they got to clamp down in the second half, man. Better communication and multiple efforts.
Taking a closer look at the first half matchups, these two guys have led the way for their teams.
These two guys have been very competitive with one another. Fans are getting their money's worth right now.
That said, I feel like the guy who can incorporate his teammates in the second half, he's got the best chance to walk away with the W.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what you're seeing from John Morant.
There is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, he makes defenses look utterly helpless. It's like pick your poison trying to contain him.
In the backcourt, it's Morant and Smart. The forwards for him, Bain and Jackson. And it's Clark in at the center position. And that's the group for Taylor Jenkins as we begin the second half. And last season, with all the injuries for the Memphis Grizzlies, Stan, Jaren Jackson had to play a bigger role and was effective.
Yeah, Kevin, I think we were all a little surprised at his offensive game. You know, he got more opportunity and we saw him doing more things. He also played more at the center spot, you know, so he's become a great two-way player. We knew he was always an elite defender.
Absolutely.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Hardaway kicks to Cunningham. Harris outside. Pass to Hardaway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Cunningham. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Cunningham's got 6.
Yeah, and Cunningham there, able to shoot with his feet set, That's one he knows he can hit.
Outside, Smart. Lets it go with the three. And he's good on the three ball. Smart's got the lead up to 9 now for Memphis.
Well, when you give him room like that, just expect it to go in.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. You look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
So it's the Pistons now. 9-point game. Next game, they'll take on the Pacers in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Hardaway from outside. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Hardaway has got himself on the board with 3 there. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, with the Grizzlies' injuries last season, there was a lot put on Jaren Jackson Jr.'s plate. Coach Taylor Jenkins says he loves the challenge and the growth opportunity. Jackson said, "You always work on everything. You work on your game because you love it. And if you get a chance to use it, great." Kevin, back to you.
And he's always working on his game. All right, David, we thank you for that report. Santi Aldama's checked in for the Grizzlies. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Cunningham.
And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
Now here is Harris, defended by Aldama. Down low, here's Cunningham. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And now just a 2-point Grizzly lead. And Morant's got the ball here for Memphis. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. There's a screen by Aldama. And Ja Morant gets the 3. Morant's got 9.
Well, when the 3 is falling for Morant, it's a bad sign for the defense.
Cunningham outside. Out to Hardaway. 3-pointer. Buries the long-range jumper. He's got 6.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
Outside, Payne. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Detroit's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Harris outside for the lead. And Payne pulls it down. Smart finds Morant. Here's Clark. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Jalen Duren.
Easy to appreciate the physicality that Clark plays with. This is what earns him those calls.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. So both teams making some changes here. He hits the second from the line. 9 seconds left in the third. Beasley up top. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Malik Beasley. 1 shot.
One drops. He ties it up. It's a tie game in Memphis. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. On the court for the Pistons, they've got Marcus Sasser. Holland is out there with Isaiah Stewart. Then it's Asar Thompson. And it's Beasley in at the shooting guard position. Inside, Thompson. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Pass to Morant. Here's LaRavia. He's covered by Thompson. Now, here's Morant for three. Drills the three-pointer. Morant's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Grizzlies. Pistons trail by 3. And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. Now, he reminded his team, keep looking for the deep ball. If the three is there, take it. You've done a good job getting those looks, so keep taking them. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
And that's the kind of play that fires up your team. Harris with the strength to finish through contact.
Tobias Harris. Shooting 1.
Memphis has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, Morant's got to get himself in that dunk contest. I mean, look at that.
And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam King. Detroit's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Ivy with a screen for Cunningham. Tries it from the top of the key. Oh, they get it back to take the lead. Sinks the three-pointer. And it's 6 points for Jaden Ivey.
Oh, how about the quick thinking by Ivy? I love when he goes right at it with the shot.
Outside Jackson. Back to Morant. It's stolen by Cunningham. Pass to Ivy. Cunningham outside. And here's Harris from the arc. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Second team.
That's on Jaren Jackson.
Shooting for Detroit, Tobias Harris. 3 shots.
And he hits the first of 3.
He's just one of those veterans you can count on from the line. Harris really makes an impact from the stripe. And really, if not for the miss, they'd be sitting in a much better position.
Well, the word dynamic really only scratches the surface with Ja Morant. The way he moves, his speed, it's all just on another level.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pistons.
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
And also, guys, how about the hustle we've seen on the boards? They're getting after it and cashing in on second chance scoring opportunities. And you just knew he wasn't going to miss that one, not with so much riding on it.
Cunningham against Morant. Cunningham passes to Ivy. Over Smart. Out to Hardaway. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. They shoot again. Duran, no good. And so it's Smart. He'll bring up the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Outside, Bain. Now here's Morant for 3. And another miss by Memphis.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And Duran slams it in.
And a timely make from Duran. They really needed that one.
The quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Outside Jackson. Buries it from 3-point range. And the Grizzlies lead by 1.
How about those points from Jackson? Big time.
Cunningham against Clark. A fadeaway. Morant comes with the double team. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Harris dishes to Cunningham. It falls.
Big time basket. A big time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Morant to the inside. Clark. Yes!
And the first thing I thought of, confidence from Clark. Knows his team needs a bucket and goes out and gets it.
Here's Cunningham. And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Guys, what's your take on how they maximize their opportunities now?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, they'll likely only get one shot at this. They need to make it count.
Two seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Hardaway kicks to Ivy. To the middle. Here's Cunningham. Good!
Cunningham's teammates and coaches trusting him in a big spot.
We've got a timeout call by Taylor Jenkins. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Well, given the scenario here, how do you approach this next possession?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, they'll likely only get one shot at this. They need to make it count.
Morant, right side. It's in!
He's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
So a close game sees Memphis take this one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Jaron. A young team, but you're going in the right direction. How does a game like tonight help you keep that flow?
It's progress. You know, everything is progress. A win you can learn something from, a loss you can learn something from. So we're taking every little bit of it, and we're just happy to get one at home today.
It's a step in the process, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So, for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, our player of the game, Ja Morant.